my IRC.
Oh yeah, it is filling up.
Oh yeah.
A couple people asking, I don't even know what this is.
Alright, well I appear to be live. Guys. Utroid, Daradorf, you guys live?
I'm now live.
I am live as well.
Alright. How many people are in the IRC right now? I'm just curious.
82 and counting.
You. Alright.
Maybe to explain this to people.
Alright, well, welcome one and all to the finals of the second Reddit Minecraft tournament. The two monuments? Is that what it was?
Yes,
Okay,
because the first one was Fellowship of the Wool.
right.
I assume the third one will be
What?
like Return of the Wool.
Yeah, that kind of makes
I'll
sense. I
never
guess.
tell.
Oh.
Oh.
Alright. So this match is going to be played between Whiskey Brigade and the Caulk blockers, spelled C-A-U-L-K, because they are fantastic on Arcane Realm. Now, I understand there are some people in the chat, or people who are watching, who may not know what this is. This tournament has been a tournament for the Race for the Wool map format. Race for the Wool is a type of Minecraft map where two teams each occupy their own lane. You can see the lanes on my stream. The lanes are identical to each other, although they are mirror images. And teams are not allowed to leave their lane. And in order to win the match, each team must collect 3 colors of wool from within their lane and return those colors of wool onto their victory monument. And so this map has cyan wool, lime wool, and orange wool. So each team will have to do that. The wools are sort of in dungeons within their lane, and they're going to have to collect resources, craft materials, do everything that you need to do to get through the dungeons and collect the wools. Teams are, again, like I said, not allowed to leave their own lane, but they are allowed to fire arrows back and forth or TNT cannons. And so PvP, or player versus player combat, is a very important part of the match, along with the strategies to gather the wolves from the dungeons. Did I do it right? Is that about right?
Yes.
Sounds great, man.
In this map, all of the wolves are located inside of sort of squarish brick rooms.
So those are generally called fleecy boxes. Let's see, so I can actually have some warp set up, I think. I can go over some of the features of the map.
I'm glad it's this map too. This is a very pretty map.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and it's a good one too. I think it's got some nice challenging dungeons. So some of the maps that are in the map pool for this tournament have some kind of easy dungeons that you can just sort of mine around a lot of stuff, and you don't have to actually encounter a lot of mobs. But this one, I think all 3 dungeons are fairly challenging. Although we did recently see an exploit on the first dungeon by Musclecraft in one of the semifinals matches that allowed them to get around the first wall using some very clever TNT and water. So when the match starts, the teams are going to drop into a little water pool here from their starting boxes, and they are going to move their way down the lane. There are some resources. There's various chests with goodies to help out, but there's also just trees and stone and stuff that the teams can use to craft tools. They're going to have to make their way down the lane. There are some iron blocks down here to help them expedite their resource gathering. Iron blocks and then diamond blocks down here, although there are some mob spawners protecting those blocks. So that's sort of optional blocks that teams can gather. There is a chasm a little bit farther down the lane, which each team will have to build a bridge across if they hope to make it across. Or there are actually some signs enchanted with knockback that teams have used to get across these chasms in the past. There's a tower here with some resources. You saw the Victory Monument way back there, towards the beginning of the map. The first dungeon that each team will, well, the first dungeon in geographic order at least, that each team will face is a underwater dungeon. So the teams will have to come underwater. There's some mob spawners down here. It's a little bit maze-like, and it can be pretty hard to find your way around, especially because it's, you know, it's so dark and everything. And stopping the mobs from spawning can be a challenge. And if you get through this dungeon, there is, if I can get through, there's a fleecy box here. I can just teleport outside, and that's the fleecy box containing the first wool in the underwater dungeon. Moving on down the lane, there is a sort of swampy, mushroomy area, and underneath that is the second wool dungeon in geographic order. This dungeon is a bit more exposed to the other team because it's bedrock and you can't really dig your way around, so teams may face arrow fire or put on pressure on the other team with arrows in this section. There is some lava that can provide obstacles, and there's also a little trap here. If you don't activate this redstone correctly, some TNT will drop on you, and there are a ton of mob spawners in this area here. There's like 2 of every mob spawner, basically, every aggro mob spawner, and a lot of mobs will spawning, so that can be quite challenging for players to get through. And here's the second wool box, fleecy box. It's got some diamond in it too. And moving on down the lane, there's the march continues. There's a bit of a netherrack section here. There are some zombie pigmen that will spawn in this section, and zombie pigmen, of course, won't attack you until they are attacked themselves, but zombie pigmen have sort of a global function that if any of them get attacked, all of them will go aggressive at all players. And so you can sort of offensively attack the zombie pigmen in order to make them attack opponents on the enemy side. They're clever. You have to make your way up this huge nether brick staircase, and this is the third wool dungeon. It's sort of a volcano. There's lots of unupdated lava blocks. If you update any of these blocks, they can sort of cascade and cause other blocks to get updated, causing a giant mess of lava. And you have to work your way down here, and the third wool is at the end of the lane here. Now, teams aren't allowed to use any means like ender pearls to bypass bedrock barriers, so you actually do have to go through the dungeons in order to get the wool, although they are sometimes allowed to place blocks around bedrock. They're just not allowed to teleport, use those means to get their player bodies teleported. So that's pretty much an overview of the map. There's three wool dungeons that the teams are going to have to face, and it should be really good.
I was having fun. I was running the dungeons as you were describing them.
I was too.
Mm-hmm. Alright, well, in order to determine which team gets to pick which lane they want, the teams are symmetric, so there isn't a big difference, but the teams still get to pick. There will be a customary sumo match, I believe, and that will probably get underway pretty soon. I've been talking a lot. You guys have anything to say?
I was reading.
I was gonna chat up the chats a little bit.
Yeah, reading the chat a little bit, a couple questions. This map is by Koi Pen. It's called Arcane Realms, as the big sign here can indicate. So,
really
a couple
pretty
questions asking who we are. I'm Detroit. Obviously, we have Seth Bling, who went all over the map, and Dire Dwarf.
Hello.
And we've been commentating, along with CoStar, we've been commentating a lot of the tournament. CoStar has been, I sort of took CoStar's place because he had to leave for personal reasons, but yeah, he was commentating a lot, and I sort of took his place, and now it's us.
It's kind of funny, the little middle area, this spawn point, kind of ends up being a King of the Hill match.
Someone in my stream asked, do I host the server? I do not. CoStar is actually hosting the server that the tournament has been running on. Big thanks to him. The server's been really, really helpful just in running the tournament. Oh yeah, here we are with the sumo match.
Are you guys ready?
Yeah. I'm watching.
So we have Rixiot from Whiskey Brigade and Nika from the CBs.
Yeah, we may abbreviate the Caulk blockers as the CBs. It's a little bit easier and yeah,
Less questionable.
less questionable. So this
It
sumo
seems like the
once-
ice has become more popular. The little ice
Oh, yeah.
blocks we have in the middle.
That is interesting. Now, recently we've seen a lot of ties in sumo matches, so it'll be interesting to see if we get that again.
I think they've been practicing to ensure the ties.
Yeah. Oh,
It's like mini
little
flirting.
spurring on from his own teammate.
I see you, Arthur.
Once again, this sumo match will determine which team gets to pick their lane, and whoever is knocked out of the box first will lose. Here we go. Oh,
Oh.
very quick.
Oh yeah.
The CBs have taken it.
But wait,
And they
you
with Rick
changed
Owen.
your dire dwarf skin.
Just slightly.
Oh, where's your... Oh, what is... Sit still. What is this?
I'm playing a lot of Tactic Pack lately, so I decided to go with the lab coat for a little while.
Oh, okay.
She just changed it to an orange shirt because, or not orange, the sort of goldish, yellowish stuff because in Next Generation, that's the engineering section.
That's a good point. I think I still have that saved somewhere.
Actually, operations is that, so. Why aren't you vanished anyway?
I'm vanished now.
Okay.
I think it'll automatically
I
vanish
unvanished
us
for the,
anyway when
the
the match
sumo.
starts. Alright, well the match is about to begin. This is the finals match of the Reddit Minecraft Tournament number 2 between Whiskey Brigade and the Caulk blockers. The Caulk blockers, or the CBs, have chosen the right lane, looking at it from the beginning. And this is played on Arcane Realms, as we can see, and the match is just about to get underway. Once again, thanks to CoStar for allowing us to use the server, and also the server is sponsored by mindtoys.com, where you can get your own avatar in statue form, your Minecraft avatar in statue form. And actually the winner of this match, the winner of the tournament, will be receiving a avatar for each team member from mindtoys.com, so thanks to them for that. And if you use the promo code ILOVEREDDIT, ILUVRADDIT, I love Reddit, you can get $5 off your purchase. So pretty cool.
I am ready.
Make sure you're recording. Make sure everything's good to go. Alright,
Recording is good.
I'm ready.
Just out of curiosity, how many people in the Mumble chat, or sorry, not the Mumble chat, the IRC chat?
98, but I think they actually have to log in.
About 100.
Right, the countdown has started.
Here we go.
Or maybe.
Neither team
There's
has
some broken
pressed...
roads down here.
Oh no.
Oh my.
No.
Okay, well the
There
match
we
has
go.
now started. Hopefully that didn't cause any team to become too discombobulated. I think CB's got out a little bit faster, but not a huge deal.
I'm wondering who's going to die first.
So the CBs are springing ahead. They are making use of that efficiency 10 pickaxe.
Yeah, looks like Gramps is going down probably to grab... Oh, yeah, to grab some iron very quickly. Now Nika, it looks like, is trying to build a bridge, although getting shot a lot. Oh, I see. Yeah, Nika, they were trying, I think Solitary Wolf was trying to hit Nika across the chasm using the knockback sign, but didn't quite make it.
Yeah, sometimes that will fail. Interesting enough, this is the strategy we first saw employed by Whiskey Brigade, who doesn't seem to be using it today.
Right. Well, they may yet, but looks like pretty much all of the CBs have actually been killed by Whiskey Brigade. So not the best start for the CBs. We're a very good archer.
Except for Gramps, who did make it to the supply room and will likely be making supplies. So this may not be too much of a setback.
Right. Yeah. The CBs do have a bit of a head start on collecting their resources. Traslander actually digging down a bit. Oh, wow! I just missed a big TNT cannon by the Whiskey Brigade side.
Gold swords everywhere.
Oh, I see. Yep, they're shooting a bit more too.
They made some small modifications to this cannon so that it will shoot up and double shots.
Yeah, I think they're trying to take out a bunch of the supplies up in the brick tower. Seems pretty effective.
Wow, the shields almost were really good.
Gramps is now making his way. He's actually. Did Gramps die? Gramps may have died.
He hit the ground too hard somewhere.
Huh. I'm not sure where that happened. He may have been carrying all the resources when he did die. I'm not sure what happened to the iron for the CB side.
Yeah, I'm looking around for where he might have splatted, but I'm not seeing any floaty supplies.
Brixiat still holding down the fort in terms of PvP pressure. And still more TNT fire going off. It looks like Whiskey Brigade is essentially trying to create a giant chasm on the CB side, and it's working pretty well. They may actually be able to make the chasm all the way across and just make it really hard for the CBs to cross. Once again, MK falls down a little bit as they use the sign trick to get across the chasm. No bridges built across this chasm yet.
Yeah, they
But MK... Ooh, MK failed to sprint jump across a little gap, and that could be pretty big. This
cannon has managed to dig a hole through the lane here.
Now it is still possible to get across for the CBs, but yeah, it's going to be yet another chasm that they'll have to make their way across. It's not necessarily the easiest.
And when night hits, mobs will spawn down here. It'll be nasty.
Ramp shot once again. I see he was carrying a lot of potions and also the iron blocks and a bunch of supplies. So Gramps has not yet succeeded in making a supply run down there, which and basically the CBs are having a really hard time getting across. Now, Solitary Wolf trying to build a bridge across the chasm, made it a little over halfway, and then he was shot off by Rixiot. I don't believe that's going to be a sprintable gap though, so they will have to add more blocks to that bridge before continuing.
Though Nika,
the ghast has been spawned.
Are they going to do their gas?
But
trick?
it looks like it's suffocating. So I'm not sure what the purpose was there, but it didn't quite work out. Each team gets a ghast egg on their side, so.
And we saw Whiskey Brigade use this as a turret, and they would it would fire at the enemy lane, and then they would hit the gas shots in midair with arrows to sort of direct them to various points.
Right, but not this time. The gas suffocated. It looks like they may have placed it incorrectly. MK using a boat to get across the water above the first dungeon.
Now, Nika of Cities has made it all the way to the volcano, and maybe getting prepped for a run on the orange wall.
Yeah, so he was able to make the orange wall run very quickly last time we played this map.